In a green valley, surrounded by tall, whispering mountains, there was a magical place called Rainbow Hill. Once every spring, the hill began to shimmer with brilliant colors. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet would swirl together, glowing brighter and brighter until the entire hill looked like a giant rainbow. The animals of the valley believed that whoever reached the top of Rainbow Hill first would be granted one wish by the rainbow itself. It wasn't just a race, it was a chance to change life for everyone. That year, the race was more exciting than ever. All the animals gathered at the bottom of the hill to cheer. At the starting line stood Lila the rabbit, sleek and fast, twitching her nose proudly. Bongo the bear, strong and sturdy, thumped the ground with his paws. Tycho the crow, clever and confident, spread his shining wings. And Mira the little mouse, small and quiet, stood nervously beside them.
Ha!
Lila laughed. You're far too small to win, Mira. You'll get trampled before you reach halfway. Bongo flexed his muscles. This hill is made for strength. I'll crush any challenge in my path. Tycho flapped his wings proudly. Why climb at all? I'll just fly straight to the top. None of you can beat me. Mira only smiled softly. She didn't brag, she didn't boast. She simply whispered, "We'll see." The wise old tortoise, who was the judge of the race, lifted his head and called out, "On your marks, get set. Go." The ground shook as Lila shot forward like lightning, leaving a trail of dust. Bongo lumbered behind, smashing through bushes. Tycho soared into the sky, confident he'd win easily. And Mira took a deep breath and trotted forward slowly, her tiny paws patting gently on the ground. At first, it seemed obvious who would win. Lila was so far ahead that the crowd cheered, "The rabbit will surely win." But Rainbow Hill had its own challenges. As Lila sprinted up the slope, she didn't notice a huge, muddy puddle in her path. Splash! She skidded and tumbled headfirst into the mud. Her silky fur was soaked, her legs heavy. She tried to leap out, but the mud clung to her like glue.
Ugh.
Speed is useless if I can't move, she grumbled. Meanwhile, Bongo was powering up the hill. He smashed fallen logs out of his way and climbed rocks with his strong paws. But the hill grew steeper and steeper. His heavy body dragged him down. By halfway, his breath came in loud pants. He slumped against a rock, exhausted. "I'm strong," he groaned, "but strength doesn't last forever." High above, Tycho cackled. "Fools! Why struggle on the ground when you can fly?" He flapped his wings, soaring toward the rainbow glow. But suddenly, dark storm clouds gathered around the hill. Strong winds buffeted him, and lightning cracked across the sky. Caw! Caw! Tycho squawked, struggling against the storm. A powerful gust spun him around and sent him tumbling down, feathers ruffled and dripping with rain. He landed in a bush, dazed. Maybe flying isn't so easy after all, and what of Mira, the tiny mouse? She padded along carefully, squeezing through narrow tunnels between rocks. Where the mud trapped Lila, Mira tiptoed along the edge of stones. Where the steep hill tired Bongo, Mira climbed little by little, resting under mushrooms. Where the storm tossed Tycho, Mira sheltered in tiny crevices until it passed. She nibbled berries along the way to keep up her strength. Other animals whispered, "She's too slow. She'll never make it." But Mira kept smiling. Step by step. Small can still be strong. At last, Mira reached the very top. The hill glowed brighter than ever, swirling colors lighting up the sky like a magical crown. The rainbow itself arched down, surrounding Mira in golden light. The other animals finally arrived, muddy, tired, and scratched. They stared in disbelief. You won?" Lila gasped. "But you're so tiny." Bongo exclaimed. "It's impossible," cried Tycho. Mira looked at them kindly. "I may be small, but I didn't give up. You don't need speed, or strength, or wings. You just need to keep moving, even when it's hard." The rainbow sparkled, a soft voice filling the air. "Mira the mouse, you have reached the top. What is your wish?" Mira thought carefully. She could have wished to be the fastest, or the strongest, or the biggest. But she looked at the tired, hungry animals around her and said, I wish for every animal in the valley to always have food and shelter. The rainbow shimmered brighter, sending magic streaming across the land. Trees grew heavy with fruit, rivers sparkled with fish, and burrows and nests appeared safe and warm for everyone. The animals gasped with joy. They danced and cheered around Mira. From that day on, Mira was no longer the small mouse. She was the bravest, wisest, and kindest hero of the forest. And every spring, when the rainbow lit up the hill, the animals remembered, it's not size or speed or strength that wins the race, it's heart. Subscribe this channel for more videos.